Next up on the to-do list is these seats. I have seats here. These are the seats that came out. I took the backs off of them. The backs were totally trashed. This isn't much better, but unfortunately the springs are all worn out and rusted on these, and the tracks don't work. So all that I'm going to do is take the backs off of these seats, put them on these bases for now. I'll go get some seat covers, cover everything up, and that will be good enough. So let me swap these backs off real quick, and then we'll be able to test fit them in the car. I mean, they'll fit because these are the bases that came out, but I just want to put them in there and then take them back out and do something else. And there you have it. Cloth top, vinyl, and duct tape bottom. But at least it'll be comfortable on the back. We'll put some seat covers on it, and it's got good springs on it, and it has the tracks that we need. So don't get it right, just get it running. Okay, seat is temporarily in the car, just checking it out. One thing I forgot is the headliner in here is, I don't know what it is, but it's not a real headliner, and it's bowing down and it's touching the top of my head, and it's incredibly annoying, so we're gonna have to rip that out. Another thing to add to the to-do list. Okay, this is me sitting in the car. This is a headliner, and it's not, it has a cardboard or something underneath of it, and it's bowing down. Plus it's made out of some sort of vinyl material, and this same material was all over the floorboards. So somebody had a whole lot of vinyl and a whole lot of time to make all this weirdness up. So all this is just gonna have to go. We'll put some more of this wrap on the top to try to keep the heat out, but this doesn't work. Okay, I'm getting ready to pull this headliner out. I'm taking the trim pieces out. I'm gonna have to find some new trim, because this is just disintegrating, and it's bad. So when and if I ever put this back together, it's gonna need all of this. I don't know what the deal is, but I don't think any of these screws are the same. It's like they took it apart, lost all the screws, and then went into the bolt bin and just stuck in whatever they could find. But I guess I shouldn't say anything, because I'm probably doing way worse. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing out of here. I don't know how this is. I think it's glued in here. It should just pop right out. There it goes. It's just breaking apart. It's like trying to pull out a giant potato chip. That's how fragile it is. Just look at this thing. I'm guessing this is the original. Is it? I don't know if this is what they put in them or not, but it is garbage. It just crunches and breaks. So yeah, somebody spent a lot of time putting that together. Spent a lot of time on vinyl, probably a lot of money on vinyl. Unless they were open that poster shop, I don't know. Anyway, more garbage. That is so much better. See, I can sit up straight and put my whole hand up under, up over there without that headliner. It was about 6 inches sagging from the top, so much better. Ugly, but better. Well, I had to go ahead and pull the car inside the garage because it's raining. I had to kick Goose the Maverick and the 56 Volkswagen out in the rain, so they're out there getting nice and wet while the Apollo sits in the garage because we have to work on it and we only have like 2 days left. Okay, so it's about time to get the body mounts in the front cradle so the engine and transmission don't fall out while we're going down the street. Okay, it's time to see if the body mounts will come out, which I highly doubt, but I highly hope. They are rusted. This one still has a head on the bolt, so give this a quick turn. That one come out. I think that one came out. Yeah, it did. That can't, oh, I can taste the rust. This one actually came out. I am shocked and amazed. There's rust everywhere, and there's a big hole right here, making it pretty much impossible, not impossible, making it difficult to bolt a new one in because it's just going to slip right through the giant rust hole. So we're going to have to make a plate to go here before we bolt that other end in. But yeah, score 1 for our team. This will probably be the only one that will come out, but yeah, let's try another one. Okay, just try this mid one, see what happens. Oh, it came out. Look at all of that. Oh, that's nasty. Yep. That's 2. That one looks, it's not bad. Let's see if it has a big hole in. No, it doesn't have a big hole in this side. So, this will be an easy one. Just have to drop it down a little bit, slide the puck in there. Come out of there. I have to drop the frame down just a hair. Slide this one goofy looking puck out. Slide the other one in, hopefully. And tighten everything back up. That ought to be an easy one. Just went to the hardware store and bought some flat stock here. This is, what is it? This is 3/16 by 3 inch. So 3 inch should pretty much slide into the frame, the back of the frame, and we'll slide it underneath all the rusty stuff and in, and it should catch a hold of the side of the frames and the front, and yeah, we'll drill a hole with it, hopefully with this hole saw, since we don't have a drill press. It's going to be challenging to drill through 3/16, but make it happen one way or the other. Almost there. There it goes. One hole. Okay, this is the patch. The frame is bent up a little bit from rust. So hopefully this will slide in there without too much ado. Seems to narrow in a little bit down there. And we're going to have to tap it in. It is nice and tight though. That's a good thing. I don't want to tap it in too far. It's going to be a lot easier to tap it in than to try to pull it back out. So we'll give that a try. We got to set the mid one first, and then come back to the second one. Well, it is time to slide these into what is called position number 2, which is the middle of the car. So we're just doing 2 and 3. 3 be in the rear. 1's like underneath the core support. We're not worried about that. So yeah, let's slide this one. I can't really show it because there's not enough space, but we'll look at it after it's in. Okay, let's slide underneath it here. I had to jack the frame back up a little bit to get the bolts to start. Let's see, which way's off? I can't remember now. That's off. That's on. Okay, here we go. How much are you supposed to crush those? I don't know. Yeah, it looks good. That's one. Yeah. Feel that. Got a little squish to it, not too much. I like it. Look at the floor patches. Oh, it's so bad. Look at the frame, the insulation rather, just coming out the holes at the bottom. Well, none of it's near the exhaust, so it should be okay. Look at this. There's one thing I didn't see before. Why is that? Oh, it's black because they painted it. So they patched all this up with non-DOT approved couplers. Illegal. Then painted the car at some point. So somebody hacked this together before I hacked it together. But they didn't even take out the old brake lines. They just zip tied it, ran a new line, and just left the old brake lines just laying up underneath here disconnected. Oh, yay. Somebody must have watched my channel before. One side done. The other side is not going to be as easy. Not that that was easy, but come here, have a look. Oh, it's dark. You can see somewhat. This one is just spinning because the bolt inside the frame, inside the body, broke loose from its mounting surface. The other one, the bolt just broke in two because it's so rusty. So that means the other half of it is up inside the body. So let me feel under here. Right, I'd say about here-ish. So we're gonna have to cut here and expose that lug that secures everything together. So yep. Sigh. Well, it's time to start cutting the floor pans up that we just patched. Me and the Wheel of Death from Harbor Freight have been best of friends throughout this build. This is a Chicago electric. I paid like $23 for this, and it has been great. People don't like Harbor Freight, but I do. The impact I was using, the floor jack I was using, all that stuff, Harbor Freight. Cheap, and it works. Is it the best? No. Does it work good? Well, yeah. I'm just gonna bounce this up and down here a little bit, feel the vibrations, get an idea of where this is located. Okay, I think we got it here. Make a couple cuts. Okay, I am throwing way too many sparks at my brand new GoPro, so we're gonna move that. Well, I was close. See, it's right there. Just gotta come back a little bit right there. Open it up just a hair more, and we'll be right on top of it. I'm gonna cut that out real quick. Okay, I made another quick cut real quick. Well, it's a quick cut. I'm gonna try not to lose a finger. A lot of sharp metal. There we go. Yeah, see, this is the main frame support with a lot of weight reduction inside of it. And this is the little thing, that little slug. What happened there, you can see that was boxed in there, and it rusted apart, allowing everything to spin. So we're going to have to hammer that out of there, and hopefully we can get that nut out of that slug. Yeah, we'll figure out a different way to get it secure, but just got to get that out of there. Okay, try some adjustables on there. Let's see if that'll hold it. Oh, slide the impact it off. What's going on up there? What's going on now? Oh. Not doing anything? I can't see. That is really in there. Okay, I got it out. I rode a long time on the struggle bus, so I just got out the Sawzall and started cutting. I didn't film any of that because it's not pretty. There it is. Now we're gonna have to figure out something else because that bolt is permanently rusted inside of this block and it's not coming out. That one took a bit of doing, but just basically got 2 thick washers out. The bottom one is from this kit and it's like an eighth inch thick, and that second one's pretty thick too, and a lock washer. So that's gonna hold all of that goodness together. Then we can just come in here and close the hole. I mean, we have a welder, we could weld this, but we're not. We are going to do this instead. Solid. All done with body mounts. Moving on to the next thing is trying to repair this shock mount. It has rusted out and is just hanging out here. Yeah, it's supposed to be looped right about here, and this plate sandwiches right in between there. And yeah, no, it is Wi-Fi. I don't even know if the air shocks work, but I bought some regular shocks. We're gonna see if we can get these going. If they work, fine. If not, we'll just put the regular shocks on. But we gotta make some sort of plate or do something to get this shock mounted back on there so we have some ride. Okay, check it out here. This is what we're gonna do to resolve this shock plate issue. I went ahead and made up this out of an angle iron, and it will sit in here like so. I just drilled a couple bolt holes through what's left of the old shock mount and a couple up top here, and we can bolt the shock right there, and that should be good enough. Like everything else on this car, it will be held together by 2 mismatching bolts that hopefully are grade 8, but it probably doesn't matter because that metal will probably rip away in time, but as long as we make the trip. Okay, let's look at this mess. So yep, this is part of the original. This is part of right here, or this is part of the original that had 2 threaded bolts It was a plate that had 2 bolts and it was bolted the shock through, so I just reused that one. This is a plate. I had to clearance this bolt a little bit to get this one in. I had to clearance this one to get that one in. And it's in there. Now the thing is, I don't know if these shocks work or not, so I'm gonna have to give those a test and see. If not, we'll be pulling these shocks out and putting in just some normal shocks. But I'm hoping the air shocks work. But you gotta love this. They went ahead and ran the air shock lines through the hole that was in the trunk from all the rust. So I approve. All right, got the Harbor Freight compressor hooked up. We got the jack underneath the wheel. Let's see if it goes up. It's about 60 pounds. I don't know. Go about 100 pounds, right? See how much that is? That's like 80 pounds. It went up, so it didn't rip out. I think we have a wiener. Well, this is a new stance. It is definitely about 5-6 inches higher in the back now. Definitely gonna need that because we are gonna be hauling I don't know, 200 pounds of weight in the back. I'm gonna try to pack as light as I can, but definitely have to bring as many tools as I can. Get a close-up look of what we manufactured there. And so yeah, all we have to do is close up that hole, and maybe that hole, and maybe that hole, and maybe that hole, so we don't get fumes in the trunk, and then into the car. Yeah, not bad. Other side, I like it. So the next step is going to be to spray this Flex Seal all over the floorboards and try to seal up anything else that we might have missed in there. This is what it looks like now. So I'm going to spray this in, let it sit, and work on something else until we're ready to go back. Looks like everything's nice and dry, and this is what it looks like. I think we're going to go ahead and call that done. Probably just going to have to run the car like this. I can't find any carpet that's going to fit this. If I can, maybe some cheap stuff at the auto parts store or something to throw down there real quick, or a blanket, I don't know. Anyway, this is good enough. So on to the next thing. Next up on the to-do list is changing out the oil. I am going to run a 20W50 because this is going to be running all day down south, and it's going to be hot, and who knows how many miles are on this engine already. So we're going to need as much protection as we can get. There she goes. This oil feels a bit thin already, and I haven't even started it up today. Smells a little gassy as well, so definitely a good idea to change this out. Oil change done, and filter, added the oil, did a couple other little things. I adjusted the linkage on the throttle, so that's all better. I added a fuel filter since we got a brand new Holley carburetor on here. I still got to mount the coil. I haven't done that yet. And the battery's sloppy. Besides that, I think we're all done under here. Maybe we can find an air filter. That'd be good to put an air filter on there, especially with all this junk right here getting ready to get sucked into the carburetor. Okay. Oh, we still got to do the wiper blades and a few other miscellaneous things. On to the next thing. So I decided to take the fire retardant from underneath the hood since it was shredding already, and good thing I did, because ew, giant mouse nest. And is there any more? Oh, that's nasty. Don't want to breathe that stuff. But yeah, that is quite the nest right there. So we'll just get rid of that altogether. It'll be a lot better off. Well, it's time to get the trunk squared away. I am just going to go ahead and, since I'm running out of time, lay that across all the holes and call it good. Well, I popped the seats back in, put the seat covers on, and this is pretty much going to be the completed project on the inside. Not as bad as I thought. Went from being just awful to just kind of plain and not great. At least I won't fall out of the floor pans, hopefully, and we should be relatively comfortable with this interior. I would like to put a radio in it and put some gauges in it. Might try to get the gauges in, but I don't think the radio is going to happen. But maybe I can take it with me and we can do it on the road. I don't know, but that part's done. A couple more tweaks here and there. I put the wiper blades on, got that done, bolted the seat belts back in. So what else did I do? All the throttles adjusted, the linkage on the carburetor. Oh man, I'm running out of stuff. The list is getting short. Like 2 more days and we have to take off. But oh, I just went and got a rim, a 14-inch rim for the car, and I'm gonna go to Walmart and get a cheapy tire to throw in for a spare. And that's gonna be hopefully we won't need it, but that'll be there in case we do. Well, it just started to rain. Just wrapped up pretty much everything on the Apollo. Is that too dark? Yeah, good enough. I'm gonna go for a test drive. I mean, it's raining. I just put new wiper blades on it. This is probably the best time to take it for a test drive and see if it's gonna function okay in adverse weather conditions. Well, nastiness. The wipers were making a clicking sound, and they probably still are. I was supposed to fix that, but hopefully it's just an annoying noise and they won't quit on us. But maybe we should pick up some Rain-X as well. I'm going to the parts store. I'm gonna get, what am I gonna get? I'm gonna get a hard line for the oil pressure. I'm gonna put some gauges in here. So they only come with a plastic oil pressure line, and I don't like that. So we're gonna go get the hard line and stick that in there. Hopefully we'll have enough time. Should have enough time. Got one more day. Today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday, and we're gonna leave out. Yep. Let's go for a ride and see what this thing does. Okay, here we go. Wipers. Can you hear that? Yeah, you got to be able to hear that. That is making a lot of noise. Hopefully it doesn't stop. So let's go for a ride. wiper that's making all that noise. Turn that off for a minute. I just stopped at the auto parts store. I'm headed back now. Bought some floor mats and the line and something to stick the mirror back on with. That's about it, I think. I'm gonna go through the car again and see if there's anything else we might need. Maybe we'll make it. Oh, one more thing. Check this out. You see that? I don't know if you can see it or not, but cigarette lighter works. That never works. I'm surprised. Well, that'll do it for this episode of Street Rat Garage. I'm going to go ahead and put on these little things and start packing and getting ready to leave out on Monday. So, until next time.